Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another video. All right, y'all, back with some quick fight news, quick fight announcement news. Somebody on Instagram sent this to me, this information. I just woke up this afternoon and I saw it pop up. I was like, okay, I like this. This ain't bad right here, but it's going down March 5th. This card for March 5th is starting to look pretty good. You know, we got some good fights on there, good flyweight fights, which I'll go over at the end of the video. But it's going down March 5th. We got the number 3 strawweight Marina Rodriguez taking on the number 4 Xiaonan. As y'all know, Marina Rodriguez, she had a pretty solid year, 2021, 3-0. She defeated Michelle Waterson, Amanda Ebos by knockout, and she just, completely shut out Mackenzie Dern after one rough round. So right now, Marina Rodriguez, she's riding pretty high. She was in talks to maybe be facing Rose Namajunas next, but the logical opponent came up, and that was Carla Esparza, right? So Marina Rodriguez, she's in a good place right now. She's going into 2022, starting off with a good, solid top 5 contender. And I say a solid contender because, styles make fights, and I think this might turn out to be, I won't say an evenly matched fight between Jan and Marina, but Jan does have more of a chance in this fight. And Xiaonan, as y'all know, she had a very, very brutal loss back in the summer. I want to say back in June or May of this year against Carla Esparza. Carla Esparza completely shut her down. I had to go with Carla in that fight because I knew that if she could get the fight to the ground, she would pretty much be dominant and just destroy Xiaonan because she's never really experienced. She's never really had that type of ground game experience. So she's coming off a second round TKO loss to Carla Esparza, and she's still holding on to the number 4 spot, right? But as far as how this match goes, well, as far as my thoughts on this match, I like it. This is another striker's paradise. I like the matchup. The one match that I wanted in March, of course, as y'all know, because Joanna was talking about coming back in March, I wanted to see Joanna versus Marina Rodriguez. I thought that fight would have made sense because if Joanna wants to get back into title shot talk, she needs to fight one of these top contenders. So I said, okay. In her last interview, Joanna said, hey, I want to come back in March. Logical fight. I said, okay, maybe Marina and Joanna, they can fight in March. And Xiaonan, she could actually fight down, right? That would have made sense. So my thoughts on this match, I like it just as a stand-up fight. I'm a stand-up fan. I love, stand-up strikers, Muay Thai fighters, kickboxers, or whatever, But when you really want to analyze these two fighters, I think a better fight for Marina would have been like Zhang Wei Li or Joanna just to continue to fight up. And with Xiaonan, after that rough loss to Carla Esparza, I just felt like she needed to fight down because she needed to work on her ground game and just work on her overall wrestling. She needed that type of fight to get her prepared for that, right? That only made sense. But everybody else seems to be tied up doing other things. They didn't put her in there with Mackenzie Dern, which I thought would have been a better fight, or somebody like Tisha Torres. That would have been a better fight for Xiaonan and have Marina Rodriguez fight up. But since these two are right next to each other, hey, just go ahead and make it happen. I think it'll turn out to be a better fight and maybe, an even more competitive fight for Xiaonan. Like Xiaonan, her chances are better against Marina because she doesn't have to worry about takedowns. And that's what's really going to turn this thing, I think, into a potential fight of the night, or even just like an explosive fight here for both fighters, because neither one of these fighters want to go to the ground. Like neither one of these fighters are going to use like an element of surprise, in my opinion, to score takedowns and try to, maul the other or just say, okay, I'm going to get the takedown to try to steal this round. I think both fighters are going to want to stand up because if you look at Marina's fights in the past, she loves to control distance. She loves to pop those hard right hands and those jabs off. She loves to fight in the clinch, the Muay Thai clinch, throw elbows and knees. That's her style. In all 3 of her fights, it was the other fighters always trying to initiate takedowns. Waterson, Dern, Ebos. Marina wants to stand it at all costs, right? So this is a fight where I could see her just wanting to keep it standing, and this is where she's going to be comfortable at. She knows she has the more experience here, and, she has that boxing and Muay Thai to use against Xiaonan. Xiaonan, also a fighter, I think is not going to want to touch the ground at all, after she might be having a little bit of, having them flashbacks of that Carla fight. So she probably don't even want to find her back on the ground in this fight, right? So I can see Xiaonan just wanting to keep this fight standing, using her boxing, using some kickboxing and just throwing those flurries. But if you look at them style-wise, if you really look closely, Marina, she's the precision puncher here. She's a much harder puncher. She's accurate. She's much more methodical, and she's tactical with her hits, even her teep kicks to the body. She knows how to pick her shots. She's not really like a high-volume puncher like Joanna. She makes her shots count. You know what I mean? If she pretty much, when she throws them, she's not going to miss. Xiaonan, on the other hand, I think she's more like a lower-level version of Joanna. She's very chaotic. She throws a lot of flurries, but they don't have the same type of pop Like, she doesn't have the same type of in and out stance like Joanna. Like, when she gets into that stance, she'll throw those flurries, but sometimes she's wide open for you to switch levels or even counter her. Like, if you go back and look at her fight, she could still get tagged. Like, Carla hit her with some good right hands. Like, when she would step in with combinations, Carla hit her with a couple right hands. And like I said, when she's wide open, she can be taken down. So if Marina wanted to just dazzle the crowd a little bit, she could possibly, time one of those counters and get a takedown if she wants to do it. Because if it came down to it, I think if it went to the ground, I think Marina Rodriguez, she would fare a little bit better. Like, we all say, well, I won't say we all say, there's a lot of fans that say Marina is helpless on the ground. But if she was, she would have been submitted years ago, like time and time again. Like, Dern should have submitted her. Ebot should have submitted her, right? But none of these fighters could submit her because she's a survivalist on the ground. Like, even if she's losing the round, she knows how to survive even off of her back. Like, she may look like she's holding on for dear life, but she knows her life is precious. And she's like, hey, I might be losing the round. You might get these hits in on me, but you ain't taking me out. You ain't going to submit me, right? She's still constantly moving. So I think she could make more. I think she could make more of something on the ground than Xiaonan. Xiaonan on her back, oh, man, she was just completely lost. Because, look, y'all go back and look. Carla has a win over Marina, but she couldn't submit her. Carla has a win over Xiaonan, done in 2 rounds. Got that crucifix and just brutalized her, right? So if it went to the ground, I think it would be Marina's favor there, just an early look. But overall, I think the fight's going to be standing, and I think it's going to be a good fight. These striker paradise is what I'm looking for, man, because I really wanted to see the Joanna and Marina, but I'll take this one. I think I'll just take this one because of matchup. But honestly, like I said, Xiaonan is number 4. She really needs some more fights to work on that wrestling and that ground game, and her takedown defense pretty much. But this is the fight they wanted to make. Marina, when you do think about it, she could have fought up. Like, maybe not Carla, maybe not, of course not Carla, but maybe somebody, like I said, Joanna, or she could have fought Zhang Weili. That would have been a good fight up for her. But, as y'all know, Zhang Weili, she's not trying to come back till June. So that's probably what kind of shut that whole thing down. So logical fight is Marina and Xiaonan pretty much, right? So, yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got on this, guys. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think of this fight. Like I said, this card is starting to look good. Let me pull it up real quick. So far, what we have for UFC 272 as far as the women's fights, we have Maria Agapova versus Marina Moreau. We'll see if that makes it to March unless somebody pulls out. And then we have Jessica Ai versus Manon Firo. And, of course, some of the men's fights we have Edison Barboza and Bryce Mitchell, Dustin Jacoby versus, what's his name, Michael Alaskija? Can't pronounce that name. Tim Elliott versus Ulan Bikov. Those are the fights so far on the card. Some people, been hitting my channel saying, hey, they need to go ahead and put Valentina versus Taylor Santos on there. Shoot, if they do that, man, that's going to make the card even more lit. Like, if they make that main event or co-main event, I'm definitely going to buy that card for March. Definitely, man, because then you'd have Taylor and Manon on the same card, Manon on the card with Valentina. That would be dope, man. But yeah, those are the fights that we have so far, guys. Let me know what y'all think of this one in the comment section. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.